YouTube, hello, Retro Reclaimer here, reclaiming my retro past. Right, pickups 360. This is pretty much Xbox 360 completely. This is over the course of the past month, past 2 months maybe. So on the last video, I had the last thing was I did some pickups and then CX roulette, and I grabbed Fallout New Vegas complete edition or limited edition, or what is it called, Game of the Year edition. Basically it's got all the DLC on the game with the game, so that wasn't in good enough condition. If you've watched my past video, you'll see that it was sun bleached and it was scratched. So yeah, I thought for 40 quid on a 360 game, I'm not gonna keep hold of something which I'm pretty sure if I took that into CX to trade it in, they wouldn't take it. If I tried to sell it on, I'd struggle because of the scratches and the condition. So I thought for that reason alone, I'm not going to grab it. I took that back in and I bought a few more games, but I can't remember what they were, and I've put them on the shelves. I think one of them, I'll just grab it. I think one of them was Mass Effect 3 Legendary Edition, or Collector's Edition. Comes with a steelbook and some art cards and a few extra pieces. I've got so many copies of different Mass Effect games, but I'm trying to grab them all. There was a few more games, but I can't remember what they were, and I've put them all on the shelves. But there's loads more here anyway. I think I'm up to like 200, 250 360 games at the moment, which is a big... I've never had a collection as big as that for a specific console. Obviously, there's loads of hype at the moment with 360, with the marketplace closing down. I've been on my console and downloaded stuff that I wanted before it goes forever. Made sure I've got certain DLC that I know I've paid for in the past. I've gone through all my games, and anything with digital codes in there, I've scanned them or input them in, and I've been able to actually retrieve some. So I think The Evil Within, I bought that game years ago, probably about 8-9 years ago. Never played it. I don't know anything about that game, and it's a collector's edition. It had a code in, so I thought, let's try it. I bought it pre-owned, but the codes still work, so if they've not been used, they still work. So I mean, depending on how many games you've got, but I'd highly recommend that you go back and try some of these codes. I had another one work for a game which got me some different skins of some sort, different costumes for the characters. So yeah, been playing a lot of 360, and it's I don't know, I love it. I think for me, it's probably my favourite console's always been Dreamcast, and that's through nostalgia. But in terms of mechanically and you know, decent games that still hold up to time, I think the Xbox 360 is, obviously PS3 as well, but Xbox 360 is just the golden age, what I'd consider. I think everyone's got that golden generation that they most prefer, but for me, the graphic capabilities of a 360 are quality, that it's HD, but there's, at the same time, there's not too much going on. I think with games nowadays, particularly first-person shooters, there's just so much detail. So if you're, I don't know, running through a house on Call of Duty, let's say, there's so much detail that it puts a strain on my eyes. I like that this is, you know, you don't need to be amazing graphics, but more than anything, I like that you can just pick up the disc, put it in the console, and you can play the game, and it's complete. Yeah, I love everything about it. So I'm on a bit of a quest at the moment to try and find a 360 with a Blades dashboard, which I know is very difficult. I was watching one on eBay, and I think it sold for 120 quid, which is a very reasonable price. And if I knew it would have gone for that price, I probably would have bought it, but I only watched it just to see what it'd sell at. So yeah, I'll let that slip. But I've got a sort of challenge where I'm trying to find one out in the wild, just because it's fun and you can pick them up for next to nothing. So first of all, I'm going to try and go in order. One weekend I went round the charity shops. I don't think it was a weekend actually, and I found a few bits. I grabbed, so not 360 at all, but I got Fungus the Bogeyman. It was like 50p from a charity shop. It's just a DVD we had as a kid that we used to watch, and I thought it'd just be funny to grab it. 99p I paid for it, but it turns out it's not actually this DVD, so this is probably a different story or whatever, I don't know. So I wasted £1. And then in the same shop I wasted more money. So I saw SpongeBob. You can see how mint condition it's in. You know, it looks like it's barely been touched. This was just on the shelves. I had a quick input on CX to see what it sells for, and I thought, yeah, I can. This was £2.50, and I thought I can flip that for a few quid. Didn't think to check the discs or anything because of how nice it was. I thought, yeah, it's all going to be then. I'm sure it'll be fine. And for £2.50, what the heck? But when I got home and I had a look, you can see that 2 of the discs are different. It's not the complete set. There's a mix and match in there, and one of the cases has no disc in, another case has a different type of SpongeBob in. I mean, yeah, it's just a waste. This will just probably go back to a charity shop, along with Fungus the Bogeyman. So £3.50 wasted. Yeah, in the same charity shop for £1 each, I found a couple of strategy guides. There was one for Call of Duty Black Ops. I don't think it's necessarily a strategy guide that you need, unless there's something on here that helps you with zombies and intel items that you pick up and stuff like that. I think Black Ops was at the first Black Ops where you could get out your chair at the start and unlock different stuff. And then the other one was Modern Warfare 3. I'm sure they'll help you with achievements and stuff like that, but yeah, for £1 each, I definitely weren't going to leave those. Don't tend to come across many strategy guides. Preferably they would have been strategy guides for role-playing games or some sort of adventure game, but I'd still get a use out of those, maybe. I'll leave them up there. Then we did, let's see, another charity shop run. This is on a different day. I didn't really find anything until I found this, and it's 28 days and 28 weeks later. I bought this for £1 and it sells for £8 at CX, so £4 trading, I think, when I had a look. So I'll get £3 profit from that. So that's just straight to be traded. Then I went to a car boot, and in fact, sorry, yeah, that was a car boot. It was from a car boot that it was on its own. At the same car boot, I picked up a little electric guitar, a junior guitar with a speaker in, a built-in amplifier. I'm not sure that because it's in Oscar's room. And then I found this phone. So I had this phone when I was a kid. It was I had a Nokia 3210, but then I got this one Christmas or something, and this is what I used whilst I was in high school. So I saw it. I just picked it up, started looking at it. There was another one as well, and he said the batteries are in there, they're all working, there's just no charger. It wouldn't turn on. I opened the back and there were no battery, so I took the battery out the other one, put it in this one, which fit. There's no SIM cards as well, and it was £2. So I was considering it. I was thinking in my head, I thought if it was a £5, I'd probably pick it up. And he said £2 for one of those. I was like, yeah, for £2, I'll have that just as an ornament. So when I got home, I bought a charger for about £6 on Amazon. That came, I plugged it in, and it charges and it works. It turns on. It turns on for a few minutes and then the battery dies, so the battery is ultimately dead. But I couldn't get on the menu. It needs a SIM card. Now my SIM card's too small, so I'm gonna get a original size SIM card, chuck it in there, and hopefully just have a flick through and look at the ringtones and play Snake, and it'd be interesting to see if your SIM card will go in and you can actually ring people. That would be funny. But yeah, I mainly bought it just because £2 for an ornament. But yeah, cool. Moving on, right, I said this was a 360 video, and all I've shown you is everything but 360. So we had a CEX trip. I went to CEX, spent a bit of cash just on a few different games that I've wanted. So I went to CEX in Burnley, and I've not been there. In fact, I don't think I've ever been there, which is just a town across from me. But so I bought a bundle of games that weren't at my local CEX. So let's see. I got Battlefield 3, and again I'm buying games that I've wanted to play that I've not, or that are sort of cheap and of interest. I'm not going for a full set or anything like that. Battlefield 3, I always remember the trailer was awesome. I always remember this was an awesome trailer. But I've never actually played the campaign, so it'd be interesting to play that one day. There was a Kinect game that I've not seen before called Power Up Heroes. Looks like a fighter, and you've got different suits of armour, or superhero power sort of thing. That was £1. So yeah, I bought it simply because it was £1, and yeah, I'm sort of interested in Kinect games. Dragon Age Inquisition. I think I've got this on the Xbox One, but I wanted it on the 360 because that's probably where I'll play it. Again, £1 or so. And I've got the other Dragon Ages, so it just completes that little set. I got Lord of the Rings Battle for Middle-earth 2. This was separate. This was actually from my local CEX. I think it's like £10, this game. Never played it. I tested this the other day and I started doing the tutorial and it works, so that's good. But yeah, I love Age of Empires, so the fact that there's a Lord of the Rings version, I'm looking forward to having a few dudes on that and seeing if it stands the test of time and if it's fun to play as Age of Empires is. A slightly more expensive game at £15 is Blue Dragon. It's always one that's eluded me, so when the 360 was in its heyday and I was younger, it was always a game that I looked at and I thought I'd enjoy that. A role-playing game, multiple discs. I think there's 3 discs. Is there? Yeah, 3 discs, and it's very cartoony. People talk about this game. It's a bit of a. I don't think it's so much a hidden gem, but it's one to watch out for. And then another one which surprised me. So I had this game recently, but I think I had the original case but a classics disc, and it just frustrates me. So I traded it in at the time. I was speaking to Oscar about this game, and so when I saw it, I thought, oh, I'll buy that because it'll be cheap. But it was £15, and that's Peter Jackson's King Kong. I think I've got it on the original Xbox, but the 360 version is got the much better graphics. I'll never forget when I was introduced to the 360. I bought an Xbox magazine, official Xbox magazine, and mainly for the demo. Going through the magazine, and there was stuff in there for the 360, and I think there was a bit about the PS3 as well, which would have been weird in an Xbox magazine, but I'm sure it was. And there was a demo, a demo which was not a playable demo, but a cinematic for King Kong and the Xbox 360. So I watched that demo of this game and I thought, incredible. That it was the best thing I'd ever seen. And then I think shortly after, I went into town to game, and they had a 360 set up with a kiosk and King Kong on it, so I got to play it for the first time there. And that's when I first learnt about the 360. So this would have been 2006. Well, yeah, I think it would have been 2006. But yeah, really interesting. Then we've got another one which was, so I'll just show it first. Need for Speed Pro Street. So I played Underground 2, played Most Wanted, played Carbon, and loved Need for Speed. By the time this one come out, I sort of stopped playing them and I skipped this one. I think the next one I played then was Need for Speed Shift. So I went back to this one, but originally thought, oh, it's not a game I'd like because it's it doesn't have that same Need for Speed elements in terms of neon lights and the underground sort of races and stuff. This is a bit more serious, but I remember playing it thinking it's actually a really good balance between like Forza and Gran Turismo, where you've got simulation racing and arcade style. I feel like it's a good balance where you can kit up your cars and do all the colours and different things, but also there's simulation elements. So depending on what body kit you put on, will increase or decrease your speed and handling and stuff like that. But yeah, I thought it was a very good simulation, but not like Gran Turismo where you've got to check every corner perfect. One that I've never played, in fact I've never played the second one, but Bioshock Infinite, again another cheap game. It's just one that I wanted mainly to complete the set, thinking that one day if I do go through and play them all, I usually do a playthrough of Bioshock 1, get so far and then I get fed up of it. But it'd be nice to get through them all and give that one a go. And then one which someone mentioned in a video, I can't remember who, because I've got a terrible memory and I've got a terrible cranky neck. And someone said that this was a fun game. It's Ben 10 Cosmic Destruction. I'm presuming it plays similar to Cameo Elements of Power, where you can press a button and change into different Ben 10 monsters. I probably grew up just after Ben 10 became, I think, was it on Cartoon Network? I'd seen a couple bits, but I was in high school at the time, so it was, I was too cool for that. And then Need for Speed Pro Street had extra manuals as well, so anyone, if you've got Need for Speed Pro Street on your shelf, just check if you're missing manuals, and if you are, I've got some for you. So yeah, that was, I think I spent like 40 quid altogether, 45 quid or something like that. But they were, yeah, just games that I'd been after. Or not after, but games that were complete in sort of subsets or trilogies and whatnot. Right, so after that, I bought, so Facebook Marketplace, been a long time since I picked something up on Facebook Marketplace. There were 2 Xbox 360s for sale for 15 quid. No power leads, couldn't test them, but they were for sale for 15 quid. One of them was the Slim model. Let's see, 2010 is the year date. I've got, I was counting them, and I think I've got like 7 or 8 Xbox 360s at the moment. A couple of them don't work, but I'm sure I've got a box one which doesn't work, so the idea is to replace that. But also it's nice to just have a backup. Just, I don't know, these things can break. Even these ones, they can get the red dot of death, and that's what's happened to. So I bought a couple of years ago, I bought a 360 Connect bundle with the 4GB internal storage, and it was in lovely condition, barely been touched. So I played that. This was during COVID, so it's more than a couple of years ago. And I set up the Kinect and we started playing games, and then it just red dotted on me, and I've never been able to I've never tried to fix it, but I don't know if if they are fixable, or I don't know if I can. It's sort of frustrating because the box has a serial code, the console has a serial code, and I like that I've got a box console that it all matches, it's all original. So if I change it out, it's not gonna be it's gonna annoy me. It's gonna really annoy me. But I'm wondering if I can just swap the motherboards out with a different one, because I believe that 4GB chip just pulls off anyway, and you can fit on somewhere else. If anyone knows, just let me know if that's. I mean, it still wouldn't be original, or is there a fix for red dot of death? Is it like the red ring, and it's just, even if you fix it, it'll inevitably break again? I don't know. I've got a heat gun. Do I try but I don't know what I'm doing. I'll just fucking burn the board. But yeah, I don't know what do you reckon? Do I try and fix it? Do I swap the motherboard out, or is that pointless? Will that not work? Do I just accept that that's kaput, it's gone, and just chuck this in its place? I don't know. So yeah, I said earlier in the video I'm trying to find a blades dashboard. I don't think these ever had blades. I think these was first shipped with an XE dashboard. Again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure blades wasn't a thing on here. You need an older 360. Luckily that came in a bundle of 2. There were no power cords, but there was a power supply unit for Connect. So I've got that. And then obviously I already had a lot of power cords anyway, so that weren't too much a problem. And then the other one was the older 360 model, and it was worth 15 quid just to have this faceplate with this little flappy bit working, because every other faceplate I've got has a broken flapper. I don't know, door, USB door. I looked at the back and I don't know if it'll focus well enough, but you should be able to see that there. But basically this is a Xenon model because there's no HDMI. It's a Xenon model, so one of the first 360s that come out, obviously the core, and it were red ringer deft, and it was sent back to Microsoft, and it was serviced in 2009. So I wasn't 100% sure if it got serviced, would it be updated. But again, for 15 quid, it's worth just the fun in picking these two things up and just seeing what's on them. So yeah, I tried both of these. I did want to do it on camera, but I don't have the patience. This is a couple of weeks after. I think literally the day after I rushed in there, plugged it in, praying that there'd be blades. But no, there's no blades, sadly. This is the latest dashboard version on this one. Well, on both of them. But it's a nice console. I just don't need all these. It gets worse. It gets worse. I went car booting again, and I think I paid 20 quid for another 360 console. This time the Elite version. Again, they need cleaning up. I'm looking forward to when I've next got a bit of time off, just going through these and cleaning them. I enjoy it. I really enjoy taking them apart and cleaning them up. But yeah, this is a 360 model. Again, it didn't come with a power supply, but that sort of triggers my interest. I don't know. I'm pretty sure these were shipped with blades dashboard. On the back here, 2009. I believe these are a little less likely to get red ringer death. But yeah, I don't have an Elite console, so it's nice to have one with the 120 gig storage as well. But yeah, sadly this is the latest dashboard as well. I was hoping it wouldn't be. This one came with a couple of controllers. So you've got the Xbox 360 Slim controller, where it's slightly redesigned. No battery covers, but they do work. They just need new thumbsticks really, so I'll probably buy I need to do a shipment of a shipment. What am I talking about? I need to make a purchase of thumbsticks and battery covers. And then there's the Elite controller, which again, these are really chewed up, but again it works. I've tested it, it works. They just need cleaning up, new thumbsticks and battery covers. And then yeah, I've got more controllers. Ideally I'd have a few, because inevitably they're going to break, and get them now whilst they're cheap. It also for some reason came with a PS2 controller, the silver one. I've not tested this. Hopefully it works. I'm not sure. I've got quite a lot of PS2 controllers, so this possibly might get traded in. And then some random leads, a headset, like nothing great, just a dodgy headset. And then there was 2 cases of games, but a lot of them were like some original Xbox 360, nothing spectacular. More than anything, it was DVDs, like copy DVDs. So they'll just go straight in the bin. But there was a big bundle of games too. So we've got Saints Row 2. I've not actually been through these to have a look. Just the game, no manual. So hopefully there's a few bits I can trade in here, but I can't imagine there's anything of value. This was interesting. I have opened these actually. Project Gotham Racing. But inside you've got the Amazing Spider-Man. So that's good because that game is 15 quid or whatever it is. Again, will it work? I don't know. Connect Adventures. Any bundle you get's got Connect Adventures. 4's are free. Fusion Frenzy 2. I've never actually played this, so it's probably one that I'll keep if it's all there. Missing a manual, so we'll see. If there's any value to any of those, they'll get traded in. GTA 4. Terraria. I feel like that one might have a bit of value to it. That one might be worth trading in. But if I'm being honest, I'm just having a complete guess. Disney Infinity. Pure and Lego Batman the video game. Viva Pinata and Forza 2. And then another copy of Forza 3. So no doubt one of them doesn't work. But yeah, there's nothing there I want to keep. Fusion Frenzy 2, but if there's no manual, then no. So they'll probably, if they're not too scratched up or whatever, they might give me a bit of trade credit. We'll see. And then coming to the end now. Where are we here? So I did one last CEX trip. This was last weekend, and I grabbed. So this has been on the shelf in CEX. They've got 2 of them actually, and it's been there for months, and I keep thinking about grabbing it. So I bit the bullet and I finally did. Sonic 2 with the manual. It's only a tenner as well, that's hence why I grabbed it. So I've got Sonic 2 on the Mega Drive, and I've had it for ages without a manual. So now I've got one with the manual. I'll just trade the other one in, get a little bit of that tenner back. I also got Beowulf the game, £1. I did play this back in the day and found it quite fun. And then I got Medal of Honor for £1. I can't remember why. I think I can. I got this for the manual. But again, look, they've put a classics disc in. I find that so frustrating. But it was a manual that I wanted anyway. I've got a copy of this without the manual, so I'm happy paying £1 for that. And that's the end. So yeah, bit frustrating that those first games I bought I've put away already, and not put on a video. Oh well. It's only 360 titles, and nothing certainly special. But yeah, I think that brings me up to about 250. Yeah, I'm probably just short of 250, I think now. I don't know where I'm going to stop. I'm running out of shelf space as it is. I've got all my original Xbox now just in a bag, in a big Audi bag, just stacked up, because I don't have the space. So as we leave this video, just a quick 360. So I'm on this hunt now for Blade's dashboard. I just find it fun, but I'm gonna get to a point where I've got all these 360s, and the thing is, if I buy them cheap enough, I feel that I can keep the best ones and then sell the others anyway, and I won't lose out too much money. But one thing I'm sort of trying to check is games that are bundled with the console. So there's one I've been looking at, and it's 15 quid for a 360, this sort of model, original, and there's a bunch of games with it, but again, no power supply, got lost in a move. But most of the games are old, but one of them is FIFA 15. So I think it stops at FIFA 11, and then there's FIFA 15. But I tried to find a list on Google or somewhere where it was like something definitive to say what games update your console, or what year of games that came out force you to update the dashboard on the 360 console before you can play it. 2015, I'd imagine, would. So if I see a bundle with GTA 5 or something later on in the, like, FIFAs are the easiest because they've got the year on, but anything sort of after 2010, I try to stay away from, because, but I don't know if anyone has a link or anyone knows what particular games or what, from what year point that they'll have updated. I think that might help me with deciding whether to buy another junky console again. But, and the worst thing is I know if I got one, if this was a Blades, I'd turn it on, have a flick through, oh yeah, brilliant, and then I wouldn't play it because I wouldn't be able to get the gamer score on my Xbox profile, because I won't be able to update it. Or I'd only be able to play the older games on it. It'd be just a little gimmicky thing I put on every now and then. But I think that's what the whole games room is anyway, to be honest. Like, there's so many games which I just don't like. All those that I picked up, like, I've played. So I played half an hour of King Kong, and I've not touched any of the others. And I've had those ones for like 2 weeks. Oh. Stupid. Another thing, so I've also thought about this, and I keep talking myself out of it and then thinking about it again. But I'm as people are aware, I'm looking at moving. I'm trying to move. It's the market, and long story short, it's a bit difficult, but during the move, it's going to be a pain in the ass to move all this stuff. I've done it before, but I've thought about, now hear me out, I thought about selling everything. Not everything, there'll be stuff that I'm too attached to, but I've thought about selling it all. That'll give me more funds for my deposit or the house move in general. And then when I get this new house and I've got the room and I know what space I want, I can start collecting based on that. Because I think the collecting is what's fun. Like, I enjoy collecting. Like, now with the 360, it's more difficult trying to find stuff that you don't have. But the most fun that you can have when you're collecting, for me, is when you're picking up games like some of these for a pound each. So I've spent, so you think of that one game, that Fallout game that I mentioned that I bought for 40 quid, when I bought all these for like the same price. But when you've got nothing, it's more exciting buying the little things. So doing it slowly, buying a couple of old games. I don't know. You know what I mean, don't you? Just having one console, buying 3 or 4 games, actually playing them, putting them on the shelf, enjoying them, and probably spending like £1.50 on them. I don't know. It's all just stuff. And if there's probably, there's a few bits that I'm attached to, but I'm pretty sure if I sold 90% of it all, I'd buy it all back. But I'd probably profit off what I sold anyway. I'm pretty sure out of selling everything, I'd either make a profit from what I've spent over the years or break even. And even if I made a loss, I've got to use and have this stuff for so long. But yeah, no, I wonder how much money I could make from selling it all. I don't have millions and millions, don't get me wrong, but the Dreamcast stuff, I never turn the Dreamcast on. I just love it through nostalgia. But if I sold all that, there's some expensive games in there. I'm pretty sure I'd make £1,000 just on the Dreamcast. I've not priced all this stuff up. PS1, most of them are sort of cheaper games, but again, there's a few sort of fairly expensive. I started collecting SNES. I fucking never play it. So why? I don't know. Mega Drive, never turn it on. I've just bought a manual for this. I'm not going to play it. I'll probably read the manual once, put it in the case. But yeah, I don't know. I just think... and then 360, I'd definitely make a profit off all those. But yeah, I don't know. I just think, do I sell it all? Do I get rid of everything? And then put it towards the house deposit? that'll make that process a bit easier. And then when I've got the room and I know the space, do I just start again? Because it's a collecting. I enjoy the collecting. I know I do. Obviously I enjoy playing games, but I really enjoy the collecting. And at the moment I've got, look, this is what it's like. So I'm in a small 3-bed house, but so certain things get stored in here. So this fan, for example, this is full of shite. We've got clothes, we've got games that are just useless, that I don't particularly want. We got my wrestling gear, PS3 games because I've got no space on the shelf. A couple of guitars, some wedding stuff. There's just, and then look at this. All the boxes are just stacked to the ceiling. You know, not in a nice way. It's hoarding. I'm hoarding. I've just got this one section here, which is just a bit mad because of all that. I've got this chair, this TV, and that TV. And the idea was just to create space here for that's a bit more open, so I could game. But I don't know. I've done it before. When I sold everything before and bought that PC, I thought I wanted it all back. But it's just stuff, innit? It's stuff. None of it's my original stuff. But some of it I've had for like 10 years. But yeah, I don't know. If I think if I could sell it all, make a few thousand, it'd really help with the move. And then once I'm in the house, I've got a blank canvas. Start collecting, because I'm going to collect all my life. I know I am. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to collect the whole time I'm working. I know I am. And these are always going to be around. Prices will fluctuate or whatever, but if I sold all this now, I'm pretty sure I'd make a profit from everything I've spent on it. So there's no way I'd be at a loss. And then yeah, if prices continue to go up, money's just money, innit? It resets every month. That's the way I look at it. You've got a figure that you get paid each month, and then next month it starts again. Who gets to end of month and still got money left? I don't. Apart from what goes in savings. So I don't know. I need to think about it. I don't know. It'd be interesting just getting rid of it all and then starting again from fresh. Because now better than buying a console, a boxed in nice condition, open it up and then getting the games and starting a collection. Whereas once you've got it all, you've got it. And especially when it's like this, it frustrates me. I can't enjoy it the same as I once did because I've just got too much shit in here. There's other boxes up on top, but I can't display things nicely. I won't. Obviously, yeah, I'm not in the perfect room, but if I knew I was staying here long term, I'd have no choice but to sell it all and reconfigure the room to make it a place that's, because it's not a comfortable. Look down here. DVDs just stacked there. I just end up hoarding shit. I can't move in here. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure people have done it in the past. Have you moved and got rid of everything? Or what do I do? I don't know. Let me know what you think I should do. But yeah, I'll leave you there, and yeah, I'm gonna head into town as soon as I've finished filming this anyway, so probably buy more stuff, even though I've just mentioned selling it all. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one. The wrestling video's filmed. I just need to edit some stuff, try and make it a bit more interesting. But yeah, there'll be a video on all the wrestling stuff, all that's going to come, so look forward to that if you're into it. Right, bye bye guys. Retro Reclaimer. My retro pass is reclaimed, and I'll sell it all and reclaim it again.